Hello out there, everybody, and welcome to the Canadian quarterfinal. It's Wraithchild versus Murderbat Coastlines. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. I'm Archfield. With me is Mand.
Is this our home and native randomizer?
This is our home and native randomizer. Of course, all four of these players coming to us live from the Great White North. Venicus on the far west coast, Cyberdark on the far east coast, hence Murderbat, Coastlines, and Dragolf. MetalDream, of course, both Quebecois. And Wraithchild, our first seed out of the Torland Conference. Murderbat Coastlines, the fourth seed out of the Alefgard Conference, and we are underway here in this quarterfinal matchup. If you're not familiar with DWR Co-op, we'll talk about that a little bit as we get started here, but we've got an herb and a fairy water to start in the throne room. And I will say, the stats... Yowza.
Oh, well, I was going to say that'll be 2 fairy water technically to throw, but I don't think you're really going to need them.
Yeah, 36 attack power, although we do start swamp-locked and on the very north coast. Talk about Murderbat Coastlines. So the town is Hawksness. MetalDream and Dragolf are going to take a very quick look here to see if they can find something to snipe with those 2 fairy waters they have. Or, you know, maybe just try to one-shot a scorpion. We saw a rogue scorpion there as well. Venicus and Cyberdark heading a little further south to try to get out of this swamp and grind in some forest tiles.
Yeah, luckily they do start with heal. If they didn't, it would be very dangerous aside from this Hawksness zone, which actually also has warlocks in there. If you can dodge the one bad encounter, you're in great shape, but MetalDream doesn't use the heal there. That's a bit unfortunate. That warlock was actually pretty much raceable in the extreme.
Yeah, that warlock was cooked, but did not use the heal there. Just went to the herb, so I'm not sure if Wraithchild has checked their spells yet. That would be very useful. There is a metal slime in this zone too, but just a word of warning, we do have random consistent XP and gold on, so those metal slimes will be worth maybe 30 or 40-ish if you happen to get one. But the strength is such right now that the metal slimes can run anyway. In the meantime, Murderbat Coastline's already on level 3.
Yeah, they have realized they have heal now. MetalDream getting to that south zone. Unfortunately, doesn't yet realize you can also get this zone in the desert, which is a bit of a time save.
Looks like Repel there on level 4. So the levels are coming quite quickly, as you might expect, given that the strength is where it is to start. Ooh, Metal Scorpions with DL2. But 57 attack power flat. Here, even on an HP-MP build for Venicus.
And this HP total, you honestly don't care that much about the Middle Slimes with Hurt, by the way. You don't care that much about the DL2 breath. It's not great, but oh, they're already taking on Wraiths. 46 experience on the Wraith.
There we go, another big level 12, 10, 1, 9 for Cyberdark there. He's running Strength HP, it appears, which is a little bit against form for him. He's generally speaking a Strength Agility runner, but here in Co-op is opting to go with a Strength HP, Venicus running HP MP.
Wraithchild in that south zone now is starting to catch up. They have also now realized that the desert is also that zone. It won't take them long at all.
Yeah, a little bit of DL2 breath unluck there for MetalDream, but they'll get level 5 regardless. A little bit of an experience lead for Murderbat Coastlines up front here. We're already on level 6, just 3.5 minutes into this one. 3702 on Cyberdark's side. Did pick up Radiant there as well. So, I don't know, I suggested we were going to talk about the different co-op dynamics, but everything is moving so quickly here in the early going that we haven't really had an opportunity to yet.
I mean, we aren't even 4 minutes in, and they already have Heal More and 75 AP, depending on whose screen you look at. That said, as chat noting, also still at 32 HP.
which I think we started somewhere in the mid-20s, if I'm not mistaken. I don't actually recall now, but that's not much in the way of hit points. So yeah, both teams probably well served to grind here. There's a lot of stuff you can kill with heal. You can just cycle afterwards. You see these Wraiths are going quite well for Murderbat Coastlines, but the Wraiths have DL2 also. I'm not sure if I'd seen that yet to this point. Maybe someone else more eagle-eyed had picked up on it.
Okay, Archfield, you're a pretty good expert in how the stats go. What do you think is more likely? Well, I wouldn't say what do you think is more likely. How likely do you think it is that they manage to start doing assured damage against the metal slimes before they have enough HP to survive DL2 breath?
Probably would need a weapon for that, but your point about your overall gist of your question being that the strength is absurdly ridiculously high is not lost on me. I mean, who knows? 130 raw strength, that's not... I don't know if that's even possible within the caps of the randomizer. Murderbat Coastline's now on level 7. They're going to pick it up simultaneously, so we'll get a look at the stat split. No strength there, but 8 hit points, 2 magic points, 1 agility as well. So broke into the 40s on that level on hit points, but only barely.
Venicus starting to search out a bit. Has found the west coast here.
Yeah, so we're in the northwest corner of this map, and that's something to keep in mind if our runners check hints later in this seed. It'll give us kind of some context for exactly where we're located on this map. Experience gap is starting to close a little bit. Cyberdark is remaining in Hawksness here, but it looks like he's maybe headed toward the spike tile to take a look at this. They do have sleep, and they do have a substantial amount of attack power. If you got a good sleep run on, say, a green dragon or a stone man, you might be able to kill that right now. Have heal more, too, if you need to recoup some HP after you put it back to sleep or something.
I actually kind of love that. Like, Sword here would unironically be, I don't know if huge, but hilarious, definitely.
Yeah, or just something nerfed, but unfortunately this is a back attack Axe Knight. Takes Cyberdark out immediately. 39. Hit for 39 damage there. Wraith Knights on Venicus' side, that one had Hurt More, so took him out. A lot of Hurt More casts right now on 40 hit points will just one-shot you as well. So Cyberdark's going to take a trip along the north coast here.
So they're definitely going to seed the experience lead here with this Wraith encounter if it goes well for Dragolf. But they feel like they need to go out and find something. Which, to be fair, getting a weapon would offset some of the, like, even a minor weapon would offset potentially some of the time loss here, because if you can one-shot those Wraith Knights, that removes, not Wraith Knights, Wraiths, that removes the very big danger of just going in there and just getting repeatedly DL2'd before you can actually kill anything.
Yeah, our runners, all 4 of them rapidly approaching level 8, which is on 800 experience points flat. With just one short actually for MetalDream there. If Dragolf is able to take out this Rogue Scorpion, then we will see level 8, but he's in a little bit of danger right now with no healing left. Does get the job done there. 88 experience points, so his rogues rolled up a little bit. They're very valuable. 3, 1, 27, 2, so a big hit point jump there. That's kind of what we've been looking for, and I wonder, Dragolf only has, 9 hit points left, so he has enough if he wants to check the spike here. He actually can't get there now, unless he still has the herb from the start, because he's only got 4 hit points left, so he'll abandon ship and take a death in the swamp, as Murderbats picks up level 8 as well.
Yeah, it looks like Vinicus has found the zone over here, although I'm surprised not repelling to it. I think I've seen a Spectre in this zone, which is what he's really searching for, and repelling pretty much removes everything but that, I'd feel like. Oh, but it has deal 2 breath anyway.
Ooh, a lot of monsters with dangerous abilities so far in this one, particularly with HP. Where it is, they're still not immune to being one-shot from DL2 breath, even those runners who are on an HP build. Which I think is technically actually everyone, for what it's worth, don't quite have enough hit points to survive a DL2 just yet.
Yeah, on the upside, nobody's seen sleep, I think, yet, but I'm sure I've just cursed it completely.
Oh, without a doubt. So, good job on that one.
I never said I was rooting for anyone beyond Chaos. To answer a question in chat that has already technically been answered, but yes, the teammates can talk to each other, and they can also share screens, which usually they will be doing. There's a lot of value in sharing information between each other, but oh, 210 for the Axe Knight.
Yes. Yes, 210 for the Axe Knight. I didn't want to jump in there, but yeah, that's token for Wraithchild, and Dragolf blast that Axe Knight with their just beefy strength here early in this seed, and Wraithchild also with that knowledge and also a decent XP lead and about to reach level 9.
The only downside is the HP is such that it's really not comfortable to take that fight on.
Not really, but that might... I don't know. Oh, 30 hit points there. 12 more magic points. So now I think, it seems like Axe Knight punching time, and that's what Dragolf perhaps is going to do. Yeah, he's going to take the south route here and head to that spike tile. So we're probably going to see MetalDream exploring concurrent. We'll keep an eye on what both teams decide to do here. That level 9 is really big. The MP is still quite low, but really, when you're getting over 200 a pop from an Axe Knight, that's not really of much consequence.
Yeah, beyond that, like, the MP being low is the reason why this works, I feel. Like, you're not in any huge danger of overgrinding yet.
Oh, for sure. And on top of that, when you take a death, you're a couple of steps away. I mean, it's not really a big deal to just heal that way. See Dragolf there choosing to go to his herb to top off. I think that's a smart decision. Make sure he has enough in the tank. If he can take this Axe Knight out in one trip, then he can heal more after. But unfortunately, a bunch of low rolls there. The attack power isn't... It's, of course, great raw strength, but it's not super amazing, and it's only at 80. So you wouldn't necessarily expect to take out an Axe Knight without having to use a heal more. But that passive experience is totally worth it, and there's a crit! Oh, and he takes that one out, and Wraithchild's going to get level 10.
Wow. That said, Murderbat's not far behind. They just need one more kill to get the big level, and after that, things will start proceeding very quickly. And while they've been doing that, MetalDream has been catching up on some explore, but I think the area that he just explored, Murderbat has already explored, so it definitely feels like they're behind, but as long as they check this Axe Knight now, they're not going to fall too much behind, but they're not checking it.
Well, maybe they're talking about it now, because Vinicus has departed. He's headed over toward the spike. They've already seen this spike tile, so they know what's there, and it looks like they're actually both going to take a run at it, which I think is a good call here.
Yeah, especially with the resources where they are, taking it on right now is a very good idea, because one person might not even get it. In fact, I think Cyberdark maybe didn't little heal before that fight to go back to absolute full, so we'll have to heal more in the fight.
And honestly, if they both kill it, this is going to be 400 experience just like that. So that goes a long way toward closing the gap.
That said, that's the only one they can take.
I will say they check the search spot at the same time and they double token.
Oh no!
So that's one inventory spot that's going to be eaten up. I don't know if those both disappear when you trade for the drop or not. I forget how that works. But
I don't think they do. I think only one disappears, so they do just have, unless they, double get every other item, and then they can trade in for
I don't know that that's a net positive, probably. That said, honestly not a big deal. Yes, we do have Garanham here on MetalDream's side. We are still lacking keys, but we will get a look at this item shop. And as you can see, Dragolf is pausing on his side because until he takes this death, the king won't take his gold. So that gave MetalDream enough leeway for him to buy that large shield there before he took that death. So we're going to get Bamboo Pole. Everybody get as hyped as you desire in chat for the Bamboo Pole.
I mean, as a Bamboo Pole enjoyer, I think it's really carrying the weight of this 87 AP.
Yeah. That's approximately what a 5 what percentage gain is that? I'm trying to do the math real fast and it's not working. My brain's not handling it.
I mean, if you round up enough, it's 100% of the attack power, I feel.
Yeah, no, if you just go to the hundreds place, that's in round up, then you're fine. 100% attack power gain from the Bamboo Pole. Not really, everybody. It's 2 attack power. 600 experience points. Well, not even really. About 500, I think, on average. But Dragolf is on this Axe Knight right now, so we'll see what happens here. As you mentioned, they don't appear to be in danger of overleveling because the MP remains so low at the moment. We did see Cyberdark make it to the northeast corner of the map there. Didn't seem like there was much anything around. But here comes level 11 for Wraithchild. 1, 2, 6, 17. So there is a big chunk of the MP that they'll need in order to be go in this seed. We'll see what they decide to do. I don't know
how much more you really want to push that, but that said, I do know Wraithchild don't really like exciting go levels as much as we do, for instance. So they may just decide to push this because it's just so juicy.
Yeah. And yeah, they're totally comfortable risking perhaps overleveling there, but that is Rim for MetalDream here.
Got away from an Armor Knight just outside. Obviously, MP with Heal More, you can get away from it without too many issues sometimes, but it could have been a bit of a run blocker, and MetalDream didn't have the MP level yet, so it was down to only 34. That said, I think maybe Vinicus is in the same area. Yes, he is. Yes. It's on the screen. There he goes.
Yeah, so Vinicus gets to Rim. Both teams will have keys within about 30 seconds of each other. A little bit less than that, probably. And we do see 2 chests here in Rimuldar.
Well, 1 chest.
1 chest. That was an herb. MetalDream filled up on herbs in Garanham, so didn't see that there. Does have enough money for a broadsword if one exists here in the shop, but there doesn't. We'll get half plate instead. Here you see again, same strategy being used by Murderbat Coastlines on the right-hand side here. Cyberdark holding until Vinicus can check out this shop. Dragon Scale in the second chest in the Rim Inn for MetalDream.
Oh, NPC block.
And Dragolf, off of his grind cycle, will now check the Tangible Treasury, where there are 5 chests. First one's a key refund, second's an herb, third, Cursed Belt, and then the fourth is a Treasure Guard. This Wyvern will be totally trivial. Really, the players can beat basically any Treasure Guard at this phase of the seed. That's the second quest item, the Silver Harp, and there's Gold Grind.
With needing only 9 chests to get it, this is the rare situation where enough chests rolled into the treasury. Oh no, not enough in the treasury. Dragolf had a chest from Hawksness. Yeah,
had the Hawksness chest, which I didn't see what was in that. I just know that he opened the door. I looked away before he grabbed it, so didn't see what was there.
Maybe the fairy flute, because I don't see that on...
That would probably be it, yeah. Or I guess the flute. Where did the flute come from? Was that...
Garanham Inn. Garanham Inn.
Garanham. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, MetalDream just grabbed that just now. So they're doing a gold grind real quick here. Dragolf just kind of ran into it incidentally, so they're going to have enough for the silver shield here in Garanham, and that's, I would expect that's probably all the shopping they're going to do for the rest of the seed, even though they don't have a weapon. They might take a look, but if you run across sword before you have your third quest item, that's fine, and of course this being co-op, a sword is largely optional.
Yeah, certainly with sword, you're looking at the potential of not needing fairy water, which they haven't found Breck or Cantlin yet, so could be useful, but at the same time, not something you're really gonna, worry too much about if you lose the gold.
Yeah, Dragolf takes the money for it, and he's gonna check the Tanagel basement. We gotta look at the back of Garanham here, which was tablet that had no chests, so all 3 chest locations were empty. Meanwhile, Venicus has come across coal. I couldn't tell if there was a chest on the left side or not. That wizard was standing there.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Yep.
And there is a search spot guardian. This Wraith Knight had hurt more, I believe, but of course, it's not very consequential right now. Searches
2 out of 3 odds.
Yeah.
And it is the sword.
There's the sword, so all of a sudden, Murderbat Coastlines, Cyberdark and Venicus at 125 and 119 attack power, respectively. Whew.
Very decent odds that they won't need the fairy water, which could come into play. That said, this didn't seem that hard to find.
Yeah, it's entirely possible that Wraithchild will come across that sword before the seed is over in any event, but
1 out of 2.
1 out of 2 on a level for Murderbat Coastlines. This is either our last remaining quest item, the Stones of Sunlight, or Erdrick's Armor. And it's going to be the stones. So 2 treasure guards here in coal, and just 1 important thing left, Erdrick's Armor. Both teams will be looking for that. MetalDream is in one place that might possibly have it. This is Breckenary. He's gonna try to hunt down that flame sword, but only a hand axe available here. And no chests in the Breckenary Inn. So let's kind of take stock here. We're 21 minutes into the seed. What locations haven't we seen? I guess we're missing Grave. And the Stones of Sunlight Cave.
Grave Mountain, Cantlin, Stones, Freebie. Oh no, that's Stones.
That's Stones, yeah.
Swamp,
and then
which we just now saw.
Swamp, which we just now saw, and then both Trade-in Caves. So we're still missing a fair few locations. There's a lot of places this armor could be. One potential place is a couple of potential places here in Swamp Cave. As you mentioned, the bottom chest location not occupied, but MetalDream is going to check the spike, because there is a potential chest location inside Gwaelin's cell. This spike tile is a Hurtmore Blue Dragon. So far, at least, it has been pretty cast happy. But now that its spell has been blocked, this will be no obstacle at all for MetalDream. It does have Healmore too on the back end of that.
Cyberdark finding these locations as well. And they will also get their half-plate set up. No chest in Gwaelin's cell. Not going to pre-rescue. It's probably not too dangerous right now, because odds are looking pretty good that you could very easily find what you need in Mountain or Grave, but could come back to haunt them potentially.
Yeah, this is an interesting decision point, because you don't know where these coordinates will be. Tanagel, of course, is located on the very northernmost tile of the map, so if you're reasonably confident in your counting, via one means or another, then you might be able to just make use of that in order to track down the coordinates anyway.
Looks like I think maybe no chests in Swamp Cave overall.
Looks like it. MetalDream is actually headed back through the Swamp South exit.
Oh,
actually,
and then outside...
I think he was double checking the bottom location. He just wasn't sure.
Yeah.
So then he cast outside to head back through the north. So he's going to be on Second Continent. We don't, of course, know as yet whether or not this is a separate continent. But Dragolf is in coal. He's picked up the sword and he's about to grab the stones. assuming everything goes according to plan here and this DK doesn't suddenly have sleep or something dangerous. But as you can see, they're already breaking this Demon Knight. Does very minimal damage and hits him so hard on the second swing that he could have taken him out and won with it. Guaranteed. But both of our teams now have all 3 quest items. Just looking for our trade-in caves. Venicus has found Garanham for the first time. We know Tablet is beyond this with no chess. But it really just seems like Murderbat Coastline's kind of hot on the heels of Wraithchild right now. Separating the 2 teams about 600 experience points. This is still very close.
And honestly, experience points doesn't matter that much right now, because with Fairy Water, you're already go. And agility is good enough where you don't always think you're going to get through unscathed, but, you know, both players dive it. You have a pretty good chance to get down there with 4 resources in one case. Yeah,
over 120 hit points at least. Both members of Murderbat Coastlines are running HP builds. They have 130. MetalDream on the non-HP build has 120, but that's still plenty. And he does have the extra MP that gives him an additional heal more on this level. So MetalDream and Dragolf actually both well situated if they need to make a dive. But really, yes, you're quite correct. Neither team, I should say, really has to do any more fighting in this seed if they don't want to.
Yeah, this is definitely a situation where I probably would just be repelling everything that I can, especially in Wraithchild's case. And honestly, I don't know that I would even be taking fights that don't seem very rewarding, although obviously with consistent random rewards, that can be always hard to tell.
Speaking of which, MetalDream just taking out that Armor Knight for 292.
Yes.
So if you see a couple more of those, that's your level 13 if you want some extra juice, but... strictly speaking, probably at this point on the attack power they have, might just be better off swinging through the Armor Knights anyway, or a Red Dragon should you encounter one, though I don't think we've seen those yet in this seed.
Yeah, at this point, the only thing that Hurtmore could do would be upset me because I have to menu more carefully.
That's right. It's the Who Moved My Cheese Hurtmore, which you don't like, because if you don't use it all seed and you get to the DL2 fight, then... you're at some risk. Was that an Empty Stones cave?
I don't know, but the Armored Knights have DL2 as well.
Ooh,
and Dragolf is stuck in a loop. He has used 3 or 4 Healmores, but he gets the attack there.
Yeah, just have to wait out a melee here, but that's pretty risky. So that introduces some additional danger into the seed.
And chat confirming it was an Empty Stones cave. That said, the 2 best odds at chess are still out there somewhere. Is that a new cave on Cyberdark side?
Yes, that is Mountain Cave. And we do have also on MetalDream side has just found the Staff of Rain cave. So we'll trade the harp in. So they have all the elements they need, all the components they need for the Rainbow Drop as Wraithchild hits level 13. Didn't actually catch the stat gains there. We'll get a look at it in the tracker momentarily, I'm sure. Meanwhile, Venicus actually just walking over chests right now. Does not care about anything else that might be out there that's not treasure guarded, and I don't blame him. The Fighter's Ring is not super important. The Death Necklace is not super important.
Yeah, both could technically be helpful potentially, but also, you know, I feel like in their case especially, you know, you're going up against the top seed out of the other conference. You want to save every scrap of second you can.
Yeah, I mean, Wraithchild's incredibly dangerous. They know this. They've been one of the best co-op teams since the very inception of the format. And so they're going to try to cut every corner they can here. Venicus has cleared Mountain Cave and is out. MetalDream is in Cantlin. There was a chest in the inn, but nothing of consequence there. There is no chest in the southwest shop, so we're going to get a look for the first time in the seed at our coordinates. Should they exist.
Arturius mentioning, and I think he's correct, Venicus missed a chest check in Mountain. If I want to say it's the second to the last, the one that's in the little nook thing. Or no, this Far East. Okay, the Far East. Oh yeah, the Radiant, I don't know, there was...
It might not have been up at full radius when he hit that spot. We did get coordinates there, 81 south, 9 east, so from our perspective that could be either Death Necklace or Erdrick's Armor. 50-50 chance, and I will say, this is kind of something that I do think about. Even if you've found all the things and you're only looking for treasure-guarded chests, and you don't think you'll need Death Necklace or Fighter's Ring, I might still open some boxes, because if you do hit the last thing that can be on a search spot, then it kind of can guide your searching later. So that's a little bit of information that Murderbat Coastlines does not have as a consequence of skipping some of those chests. That can be useful, but nevertheless, really we're just in a flat-footed race here to try to get the rest of the stuff done. I do see Charlock on Venicus's screen. I'm not sure if anybody has ventured this way to this point. Actually, no, I guess that's... That's Brecconary Swamp Cave there, I think. Yeah. Never mind. Just did not take note of Charlock at the time. MetalDream is in Grave. Torch in the chest closest to the staircase on the left-hand side, but no other west side chests on the top floor, at least. And the triple check has only one chest. It's not guarded, and it is gold.
And we'll be doing the deep grave check.
This makes a lot of sense here. They don't have full information yet, so those coordinates may or may not be necessary. But here again is a spot, both teams opted not to rescue the princess in this situation. Wraithchild now does not have the GPS just yet, but may or may not be necessary, as Dragolf heads into Mountain Cave simultaneously, so we'll see if there was indeed a chest location on that east side, the one that perhaps Venicus did not see on second floor. Here on second floor of Grave, nothing so far for MetalDream. He's checked all 3 locations, including the one that you can see, the center staircase chest you can see from this floor, if you just take a couple tiles at the south. So he's done this is a good routing here if you're not quite sure how to approach this in random chest locations. MetalDream just showed you how to do it. Take that southeast staircase first, you loop your way around, check all 3 spots, head to the northwest stair, and then make your way down to final check. Dragolf is going to pop the Radiant here. No chest on the east side.
Okay, and Venicus, meanwhile, also in Grave now, and Cyberdark finding Staff Cave. So the only thing I think outstanding between the 2 racers currently, 2 teams, I should say, aside from gear, is the fact that they just found the Death Necklace. It's on the overworld, and that's the thing I was going to say.
Yeah.
I don't think Murderbats has found the coordinates yet.
No, they have not yet found Cantlin, but MetalDream did. That Grave 5 chest was the Death Necklace, and so now Wraithchild knows for absolute certain that the armor is on the coordinates, and so they'll have to either rescue the princess here.
This is huge. Venicus bowing out of the deep grave check and finds Cantlin as a reward. I don't know that he'd been in here before. This could even things out very nicely.
Yeah, MetalDream's going for the princess rescue right now. Dragolf was headed back to start and has traded for the drop. So we're going to get the chest walk here again from Venicus. And he's probably going to go straight down here, check this other chest location, and then check the coordinates.
So yeah, if Cyberdark gets to Swamp Cave now, they will be well within the time variance of a Charlock.
For sure. Dragolf taking a beat here in the throne room because MetalDream is about to rescue the princess, and of course in co-op, one of the things that is shared is the princess carry, so you will see the princess pop into Luigi's arms in real time on Dragolf's screen, and then he'll just return the princess immediately to figure this out. Now, I don't quite have my bearings on this map, I will admit, so I'm not quite sure whether going through Swamp Cave will be the optimal solution for this or not. But with those coordinates, 81 south, 9 east, might just be able to walk south of here to pick that up.
It was the old princess lateral.
So I think Venicus, checked top floor before of Grave, and now is going to head back into Grave. So they're going to split the potential homework here again. Both teams opting to do this strategy, and I think it's a good play. You can kind of cover all of your bases here while you think about coordinates.
It's a good play, except for the fact that if they're not reverse counting, Cyberdark will have to do the rescuing and the finding of the coordinates. Obviously, in the booth, you know that like the best way forward for Murderbats would probably be for one person to go for the princess rescue and return, and the other person to just go where the coordinates probably are.
Yeah, both members of Wraithchild have pinged the coordinates now, and it looks like MetalDream is closer by quite a bit. Just has to go a ways to the west here and then north, and it should be somewhere in this neighborhood.
Now, what if it's on that island just to the north?
I think he's maybe gone a little bit too far west, is the thing. Because he does see the west coast within view, and we know that Tanajol is probably 15 or 20 tiles east of the west coast. So
actually, he was also too far south. He's got to go all the way back around this.
Yeah, has to go around this lake. I'm not sure what the path is here. So it's probably going to be through the swamp. Yeah, I think it has to be up here.
A vexing location. Oh no, can it actually? I guess it probably can.
Yeah, we'll have to see what this pings, because it could even still be further north, I suppose. 81 north, 7 to the west. He just needs to take two tiles the other way, and this will be Erdrick's armor. So Wraithchild is go. Quick check of the stats there for MetalDream. Venicus is on the next to last floor of Grave, so he'll momentarily have his death necklace, and then Murderbat Coastlines will have full knowledge of the fact that the armor has to be on those overworld coordinates. That said, MetalDream within reach of Breckenary to top off, and Charlock right outside. So Wraithchild will be diving very soon. The clock is ticking.
I will note they are still fighting things, at least on Dragolf's side. Probably thinking that level 14 is very close, although it is also completely overkill, especially with the Silver Shield.
Now, interestingly enough here, Venicus is making his way back up through Grave. I wonder if there's a chest location that maybe he's concerned about that maybe he missed.
Yeah, it looks potentially like... Oh, I think maybe because some teams I've seen check the final chest and then circle their way back to the next to final chest. Although in that case, if you're checking the final chest, you can actually Radiant check that chest there.
Alright, MetalDream on Basement 1 already. Wraithchild with that Silver Shield. MetalDream actually on the Agility build, of course. Has 91 defense, so repelling 4 different things in Charlock, those kind of Charlock starter enemies, your Wizard, Star Wyvern, Werewolf, and Green Dragon. And is taking significantly decreased damage with that Silver Shield than we'll see perhaps from Murderbat Coastline side, and now MetalDream already on B2.
Yeah, usually I'm a proponent of double diving. That said, at this point, MetalDream is... Oh, but he is going to go... Dragolf is going to go in and double dive now, but it's just to get the Sherlock Zone, actually.
Yeah, just to check this out, see if he can fight some broken things to pick up this level, because MetalDream is cooking. There has not been much... Has he seen an encounter? I'm not 100% sure.
He did get a coupling melees from a golem, but obviously in general that's not going to be dangerous at any agility, and especially not at 82.
Yeah, already on the U floor, just a couple of encounters. We do see in Zone 3 here some stone men, but again, not hazardous.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Cyberdark did a very clean reverse count, so skip the princess.
Nice.
That'll save them some time, but they need something to go bad for MetalDream right now to have a chance, and it doesn't look like anything can go bad for MetalDream.
Not that we've seen so far. This spike tile is probably the last opportunity for the randomizer to throw a wrench into this dive. There are armored knights here in the final basement. They do have DL2, but even that, with the hit point total and everything else, just does not seem dangerous for MetalDream. And I'm not sure that Dragolf will even be able to get the level for MetalDream before he starts the DL2 fight. That's how fast this dive has gone. They only needed about 600 experience, and they've only managed to pick up 400 or so by the time he got there, although the Stone Man is worth 261, so that will be level 14 for Wraithchild. 2 power, 4 speed, 12 hit points, 6 magic points. If it was not free before, it certainly is now. 112 magic points, so 14 heal mores for MetalDream. He does have 126 attack power on this build, but he does not need the attack power because Dragolf is picking up Fairy Water. Breckenary will be able to shuttle that to him through their shared inventory. And we, barring an unfortunate disaster... Oh, actually, we're going Death Necklace here. MetalDream said, you know what? We're just going to do it 136 attack power instead, which is better than the Fairy Water, and has plenty of resources to do this. So this would, I think...
really no downside.
Yeah, it's on average a faster fight this way. And so that's going to be a time save generally, if for no other reason than you don't have to menu to the Fairy Water every time. So yeah, we're just going to see probably Dragolf, I'm not sure, do some incidentals shopping or just maybe wait here in Breckenary just in case. So he still has forward position to Charlock, but Cyberdark's diving. And
so this is the correct time for Dragolf to really quickly trigger a gold grind, get a bunch of gold, and then buy a second silver shield.
This is the kind of thing that probably does not need to happen. Both members of Murderbat Coastlines are diving Charlock, and Dragolf was holding position in Breckenary, but is just going to start diving. He does have outside, of course, so whenever this gets close, he can just outside and then return if he wants to get a jump on the endgame here.
I was honestly kind of hoping he would get a couple encounters, and it would be such that he wouldn't reach the staircase before DL2 is just dead.
Speaking of encounters, I will say, despite the fact that Murderbat Coastlines is not breaking anything much, really not breaking anything in this Charlock actually, on 78 defense, they haven't gotten many encounters either, and Cyberdark's already on the choice floor.
Is it possible for Charlock zones to roll null?
I don't think so, but I don't know. We'd probably need someone to take a look at the seed just to make sure. That said, this should be over pretty soon. MetalDream, I haven't been counting, admittedly.
Yeah, he's gotten some doubles, I think, potentially. Yeah. Beyond that, like, the swings have been good, and there it is. Get the GGs out.
Yeah, please get your GGs out in chat for Wraithchild. They're going to move through the Canadian quarterfinal, but narrowly. What a race. A really good one here. A pretty jetty seed. Both teams handled it pretty well, but just a slight edge to Wraithchild at the end of this one. Official racetime.gg time of 41 minutes 20 seconds. Just zoomed by. But a job well done to Wraithchild. First seed out of the Torland Conference is going to advance to the semifinal, where they will face the second seed from the Torland Conference. The conference finals. It's going to be Race Fast Safe Car. Our first semifinal matches is set.
We're in danger.
We're in a little bit of danger. That was expertly done in all phases of the game for Wraithchild here.
Yeah. Very, very clean. Aaron T2, I'm from Georgia. How do you think I'm from Canada? Where's the Venn diagram on that? I guess poutine. We both like foods that, you know, probably aren't the healthiest. Just throw a bunch of cheese on stuff. True, yes, it is very South Canada. But yeah, I will note one thing you noted before this race, I believe. I think all Canadians in the tournament actually made the playoffs.
Yeah, as far as I know. I don't think I'm leaving out any Canadians.
And it looks like we have MetalDream and Dragolf in the waiting room, so they will soon be joining the booth.
Thank you for that call out. I would never have noticed that they were in their waiting room, but they're here now. GG to both of you. Well done.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
This was a super close race. The margins were very thin. How were you feeling about this one as you were kind of going through it? It did just seem like it started real fast and then never stopped. Just didn't let up.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Canadian standoff already.
No, yeah, like starting in that swamp was kind of scary at the start, but you know, found like the power at the start, like what 36? That was insane.
Yeah, I'd second that. The power at start, I was really scared that we're just gonna have one of those seeds that, 4 power, just a bunch of swamp, nothing to strike down. But hey, GG's! I see that they got the Dragon Lord.
Yeah,
Nice.
this was a pretty close one. I think you guys just were like about a half step ahead the entire seed. It just at the end, and even at the end they even caught back up a little bit because they nailed that count for the armor and were able to get into Charlock. But your die, I will say, the one thing that probably helped out a lot and made this a little bit less close at the end was you kind of just running into that gold grind almost by accident and picking up the silver shield, because MetalDream, you had virtually no encounters on your way through Charlock.
Yeah, it went very well. Dragolf, he pointed out that when he got that one chest in Hawks, that if there was a gold chest at the start after I got the keys, that he would good to make a grind, and then he said he was printing money. The silver was spotted, so we're gonna get it and try to make the most out of it.
Hello, GG's.
GG's.
Man, I was hoping that maybe we got the inside on you, but that was a closer race than I thought we were gonna have going into it. So yeah, no, that was fun.
I thought that we were super fast, and when we finished, I just popped open the stream to see where you were, and you were on the Dragon Lord, and oh man, I can't wait to see that one again, because it according to Archfield as well, it was super tight.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been 20 plus minutes ahead of us every round, so going out like this, I can't complain. So yeah, great run.
Yeah, same to you guys. Awesome.
Yeah, it was real fun, and right at the end, I was kind of counting for armor, or for the coordinates. We didn't know if it was armor or not. And we're like, okay, well, if I can't count this, we're pretty close to Charlock anyway. We'll just go in and start looking. I searched all one line up and down, happened to go left one tile and got it.
That's a super good heads up, because I was when we got the coordinates, we were missing armor and necklace. And
Yes.
I was saying Dragolf, I was like, I'm on top of my head, I can't say if it's like under the starting area, or if it was next to rim, or if it was right of Charlock, and we're just like, better just get the princess. And then we found mountain and grave at the same time, so we full cleared both of them until I found the necklace, and that prompted us to go and go for the cords. But if you counted that by hand, awesome job. I bet that you must have gained a lot of time on us by doing that.
We were saying like 7 to 10 minutes. It probably saved us.
Awesome. Well done.
I mean,
Well,
yeah, you guys are just just monsters. So just being this close makes me happy.
Yeah, same. I'm just happy we were able to put up a really good time. I would have loved to have faced Archfield Mand in the next round, but that's fine. You guys take care of them for us.
Wow.
Wow.
It's gonna be a big task.
Definitely. They have our numbers in the seed of the week when they participate. Yeah, not looking forward to it, but looking forward to it at the same time. You know, great people, great racers, but it's gonna be super tough.
Speaking for the team, yes, that's we feel the same way. We know how tough you guys are, so we're really looking forward to it as well. But I don't want to talk too much about us. I want to kind of keep the focus on this one. So I think you touched on all the major decision points and the things that kind of kept things close in this one. But was there anything else that you have that you wanted to talk about either team before we start to wrap this one up here?
I was wondering, did you guys also like grinded on those Axe Knight early, or?
We grinded on like the Wraiths and Road Scorpions that were in the Hawks Nest zone. We both actually took down an Axe Knight at the same time to get the token. We actually had 2 tokens the whole seed, so I think we win spiritually. But other than that, we just we thought it wasn't worth like the investment when we could pop a couple of Wraiths and be almost equivalent. But that was kind of like humming and hawing in our minds. Do we go back? Do we not go back? But then it was like go mode at like level 12 or 13, so it didn't really matter in the long run.
Yeah.
I was really wondering if I should have just stuck with you, Dragolf, grinding on axes. Like, you were able to make it work. I tried to go in there and I just got roasted by the Wraiths. I got metal slimes and I got discouraged that, you know what, maybe it's not for me. I'll let you do the killing and I'll go explore somewhere. But yeah, I wonder what the result would have been if I don't know. There's so many different things that can happen in co-op. If you both put your energy doing one thing and you commit to it, the results can be absolutely amazing, and the same goes for exploration. So it's hard to say which one was best, and the what ifs is the list is pretty long.
Yeah, this seed had a lot of bad enemies at the start too. It seemed like everything had hurt more or DL2 breath.
Yeah. Fortunately, the strength was big enough to take out the middle scores, but I guess sleep really helped as well. You know, if they're lethal, if they were worth what, 39, 38? Amazing monster to go and make your early levels on them, but you're absolutely right. The rogues and the stuff in Hawk's Nest was the ticket.
Yeah, that's where we stayed for a little while. Of course, you know, we're in there, we're grinding 4 or 5, and then all of a sudden, oh, the Wraith has DL2, and you know, the Rogue Scorpion is hurt more, or whatever they had. None of these, and then you have a Scorpion worth 6, and a Metal Slime that was useless. It was a hard grind, but I still think it was the best grind.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
There's always one to ruin the party somewheres.
All right, so thanks to all 4 of you for this race. Again, terrific race. If you get a chance to watch this back, or if you maybe even joined this one partway through, definitely worth watching it the whole way through. Terrific race. So thanks for stopping in, and good luck to Wraithchild in the next round.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you, GG's guys.
GG's.
Yeah, GG's, and thanks for everyone pulling up this stream and making it possible.
Yeah, seconded, for sure.
Yeah, of course. It's really appreciated.
We are happy to do it. I want to give my thanks real quick to our trackers for this one, Shahali and Artorius. And speaking of Artorius, you're going to see him back here in about half an hour. I was hoping we'd be able to roll both races kind of into one another in this doubleheader today, one of the other semi-final races in the Co-op Challenge Cup. The Story is a duo, which is Artorias and Destiny of a Dragon Warrior. I'm going to face off against Oog and RG right here on DW Randomizer again. Channel isn't going to go down for a little while though. We'll get set up for the next one, and we'll be back soon. But thank you, Mand, for joining me on this one. Thanks to all of you for stopping in. Hope you'll be back for the second half of the doubleheader here in just about 33 minutes.